Have you played Resident Evil Requiem? Have you seen someone peculiar? Do you know who Zeno is? In Resident Evil Requiem, we meet Grace Ashcroft, daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft, Raccoon City survivor and investigative journalist who played a key role in the Raccoon trials, finally exposing the illegal activity run by multiple companies. Grace is an FBI analyst in the Midwestern Bureau, living alone after her mother's murder. Alyssa was killed by a hooded man, presumably brainwashed because of her posing great threat to the criminal groups. One day, Grace is asked by her boss to investigate a body found at the infamous hotel in Renwood, a town next to Raccoon, which is questionable given her personal connection to the crime scene. She is kidnapped by Victor Gideon, the Connection's contact, and tested for being the key to acquiring a bioweapon found in Spencer's lab under Raccoon. We also meet Leon S. Kennedy, DSO agent, who is assigned a case of finding bodies with unidentified diseases throughout the country. He is a witness to Grace's kidnapping and naturally follows into the game's location, Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center. After Grace separates from Leon, she stumbles upon Victor again, who introduces her to Zeno, a high-ranking member of the biotech syndicate. The Connections, the ones who developed Evelyn in Resident Evil 7 and worked with Mother Miranda on the mold. I think it's common knowledge that Zeno is the most mysterious character of all time in the franchise. We did not get any background for him. We don't know his name other than Zeno, which is probably an alias, no information on his age, family, reason for suffering from the Raccoon City syndrome. Might I remind you, only people who were around RC at the time of the incident display the disease. This piece of information allows us to note down that Zeno, whoever he is, must have been around Umbrella and Raccoon in or prior to 1998. The only other thing we know is that Zeno must hold a high position at the syndicate. For all we know, he might be the boss. If not, he's right there at the top. And this is my question. What is his name? I will not believe that he only carries one name. Zeno comes from Greek and means gift of God, making it easy to deduct that the man is a visionary and created his own name for himself. Furthermore, after Zeno is injected Elpis, an antiviral, he not only loses his T-virus amps, as in hyperspeed, strength, and high resilience, but also his very voice, eyes, and body changes. It's like it goes back to its original form. A key component in his research is the fact that Zeno poses as Albert Wesker. We all agree that this factor serves as a shocker at a pivotal point in the game, around 50% of the playtime, and keeps the pacing fresh while creating expectations and tension for the upcoming Raccoon City part. He looks just like Wesker and has his voice. He dresses in Wesker's coat, but has a white suit just like Alex Wesker. You can say he's the fusion of Albert and Alex. What does this part serve? He talks about a brighter future, bold potentials, and a vision of achieving greatness. However, when we meet him in ARC, the Spencer's lab, after learning that he just injected an antiviral, he loses his beloved powers, rendering himself unable to do virtually anything. Now, despite losing his T-powered abilities, I believe he still has something up his long sleeve. The Connections pride themselves in developing the mold, and we can see what it can do on Miranda. That is why I believe that Zeno looks different to how we see him at the end. Or he just temporarily went back to his original form under the pressure of being injected. His eyes become blue again, his voice changes completely to a regular one, his face looks different, and he no longer resembles Wesker. It's like his wig flew off. I dare think that the person we can see is a genetically modified Brandon Bailey. Yes, I know. Have we ever met Bailey? He is the only person from the origins of the franchise we've never met. Spencer is gone, so is Marcus and Ashford. Bailey studied with Spencer and worked on the Connections with James Marcus and others since 1969. Bailey is another person we don't know much about. Could Zeno and Brandon be related? They clearly work for the same group. Both of them are high-ranking members of it, with Bailey being the founder. Do you think that since not much is known about them, they could be the very same person? Zeno is high enough that he can make crucial and key decisions for the group. He ended the relationship with Victor and got his head cut off. That means Zeno must have executive power. All in all, Zeno and Bailey must know each other well. Maybe they're the CEOs, maybe they're clones. It is worth mentioning that Wesker worked with the group in 1998, as did Marcus and many other ex-Umbrella scientists. Could this mean that Project Wesker was leaked and the Connection started their own operation? They specialize in making bioweapons, and this is what Zeno essentially is. He possesses great powers of healing, shape-shifting, and physical strength. Zeno talks about consciousness transfer, mind control, and vision of appealing to masses. For years, Zeno and Victor have been developing research about blood to find a key person to unlock access to Elpis. What's more, the Connections specialize in cloning. This is proven by the many attempts in creating a new Grace. We can see it on the Emily and Marie example. We can see how many girls were created throughout the years. This establishes that Zeno has been in the Connections for years now. In my humble opinion, Zeno is just too full of himself to be under someone. He's gotta have a final word. This only builds my theory that he must be Brandon. We have recently heard that Capcom is holding Zeno for the future of Resident Evil. This is part of the reason he's so mysterious in Requiem. The developers shared that we'll learn more about Zeno in the comment entries. What do you think? I believe that we'll see what the Connections really is in the next entry because this is the main antagonist of the series. We may get more answers in the upcoming DLC. I presume the additional content will be released throughout the summer, and apart from looking at Alyssa's or Ada's story, we'll see more of the mysterious man. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing and sharing what you think in the comments below. My name is Washington, and I hope we'll learn more about who Zeno is very, very soon. See you.